Are you ready for the biggest scam ever with Call of Duty Black Ops 7? Brand new features like wall jumping and that's all I got. It's that time of the year again. Call of Duty is releasing their new scam, and everyone else is releasing a massive dump all over it. But this time with Black Ops 7, it's somehow gotten even worse. Making the pre-order button the same as the quick join button is a little bit suspicious, don't you think? Either BO7 sales are failing and they're trying to scam us all because they're desperate, or the UI sucks, or both. And look at the views the trailers got on YouTube versus the COD Direct. Is that not suspicious? The BO7 situation is so bad to the point COD fans are saying the trailer is basically a free ad for Battlefield 6. Man, that's brutal. But why is this? What makes Black Ops 7 a scam? And ultimately, should you buy it? Well, no matter what mode you're buying for, it's time to answer those questions. Like and subscribe for Battlefield 6. Let me start by saying this. Black Ops 7 is basically Black Ops 6 Part 2. Does that sound familiar to you? It does? Well, that would make sense because it literally just happened 2 years ago. In 2023, Call of Duty announced their new premium game, Modern Warfare 3. What came out the year before that? Take a wild guess. Modern Warfare 2. You're starting to see a pattern here, right? Now, some may argue, what's wrong with putting out back-to-back games from the same series? To that I'd say, what's wrong with it? It's wrong because they're putting out fundamentally the same game with the same $70 price tag. For example, the biggest criticism of Modern Warfare 3 2023 was that it was a DLC expansion to Modern Warfare 2 2022, but it sold as a full game. In MW3, the campaign was simply a continuation of MW2 storyline, and it turned out to be the worst campaign in franchise history. It was made very clear that the story was rushed, with about a 3.5-hour runtime, also one of the shortest campaigns in COD history. The storyline was atrocious, depending mostly on reused assets, such as fan-favorite characters like Ghost, Soap, Captain Price, and even pulling out Makarov from their asses, but that's a whole other story. And then there's the generic plot about stopping missiles. MW2 2022, stop the missiles. MW3 2023, stop the missiles. You know what I'd like? I'd like to stop the developers from making another Call of Duty game. But guess what? We can't always have good things. But we can buy the Black Ops 7 Vault Edition for the lowly price of $100. Now let's look at multiplayer. I do acknowledge that many players enjoyed MW3's multiplayer. The game's movement was faster than MW2, there was actually red dots on the minimap when firing, and Ninja Perk returned, meaning you didn't run around like an elephant alerting the entire enemy team. Man, the bar was low that year. Although there were positive changes in MW3 multiplayer, there was also this glaring reliance on reused assets, recycled content, from the new and old MW2. For instance, MW3 used the same engine as MW2, so the graphics looked identical. I used to appreciate going from Infinity Ward graphics to Treyarch graphics. It made the experience of transitioning from the original Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 1 unique, because they felt like two completely different games. You could even say the same about going from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2. Although they were both from the same series, each game looked and played different. We even had this experience in recent years, going from Modern Warfare 2019 to Black Ops Cold War, which looked like and felt like two completely different games. But we don't get that anymore. But we do get Black Ops 7 by the Vault Edition for the lowly price of $100. Okay, I'll stop. But it wasn't only the graphics. How about the fact that every single map on launch was a remaster of the OG MW2? It was a huge selling point for MW3, other than Estate, Derail, and Wasteland, those maps. So yeah, maybe it was a positive to experience some of those maps again, like Terminal, Favela, Scrapyard, High Rise, Afghan, and Rust, but it signified yet again a lack of creativity. And then there was the controversial carryover feature. Weapons, skins, even some maps eventually, all carried over from MW2 to MW3. Call of Duty was relying on all this recycled content to carry, no pun intended, its game development. It did not help accusations that the game was a DLC scam, and it proved further that the developers were in a creativity drought. But you get the point. Putting out back-to-back games from the same series signifies a lack of creativity. It's this constant reliance on what was done in the past and using that to make it easier for the developers today. I mean, it's in the name itself, Modern Warfare. They just can't move on. And I'm getting the same feeling going from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. Comment if you agree. Again, the graphics will be identical between the two games. Gone are the days of going from World at War to Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2 and experiencing different art styles. Nowadays, the only times COD players get different art styles is when cartoony skins like Beavis and Butthead or American Dad are added. Recycled, I mean remastered BO2 maps will also be coming. Hijacked will be returning for the 24th time, Raid for the 14th, and Express for the 3rd. Hijacked and Raid makes sense because they were actually fan favorites in Black Ops 2, but Express feels random. But not so random when you realize why Treyarch really chose to bring it back again. I want you to think back to the BO2 days. Did you ever catch yourself saying, "Man, I can't wait to play Express today"? No, of course not. That's not to say it was a bad map, it just wasn't in the top tier BO2 maps, and that's fine. So you want to know the real reason Treyarch is bringing it back? It's because it's easier for them. Express was last remastered in Black Ops Cold War, so the developers already have the latest assets. It requires less work, and it's one of those maps that has some familiarity to both old and new players, but not to the point of Nuketown, which, by the way, will more than likely be returning for the 7th time. But it's not only the graphics and maps that are recycled. Now it's time to discuss the elephant in the room. Not that elephant. As I was saying, it's time to discuss the elephant in the room. Okay, what I'm really talking about is 2 words. And there goes the door. 2 words. Carryover. Is it 2 words, or is it just 1 word, or just carryover with a hyphen? Actually, I just realized post-edit that it's called carry forward. Whatever, I don't give a f. But here's the dark truth behind the carryover in Black Ops 7. It's not what you think, which is basically the entire plotline to the campaign, but we'll get into that later. But here's what you need to know. There's 2 parts to the carryover feature in Black Ops 7. The part Call of Duty wants you to know about, and the part Call of Duty is hiding from you. But before we get into each part, let's talk about how the carryover feature worked back in Modern Warfare 3 2023. Holy shit, that was only 2 years ago, feels like ages. Back on MW3, the carryover feature was seen by COD fans as a positive. Why? Because it was pro-consumer, which was surprising coming from Activision. Players were able to use all MW2 weapons and camos in MW3, so if you had proudly earned the Mastery camos in MW2, you were still able to use them in MW3 on your MW2 weapons. But most importantly, all MW2 cosmetics carried over, meaning all the skins and weapon variants players purchased in MW2 were able to be used in MW3 as well. So you bet your ass in MW3, Nicki Minaj was still slide canceling and bunny hopping around with those massive, weapons. Look, I'm not saying I'm in favor of ridiculous skins like Nicki Minaj or Beavis and Butthead being in Call of Duty. What I am saying is players were in favor of skins carrying over. Why? Well, one of the biggest criticisms of COD in recent years is that if you purchased any cosmetics, whether it be a skin or weapon tracer pack, you could only use it for 1 year in multiplayer, since most players move on to the next AI slot, game. So when players heard their MW2 skins were carrying over to MW3, they were happy. And to be honest, why wouldn't you be? Even I can sit here, as much as I hate the sight of these skins, so you'd be shocked to hear. Players are happy that Black Ops 6 skins are not carrying over to Black Ops 7. Yeah, I can't figure out this community either. Look, I get it. Many COD players don't want to see Beavis and Butthead or American Dad an extra year, and I don't either. But here's what a lot of players don't get. Whether these skins carry over or not, there will still be goofy skins in Black Ops 7. But wait, didn't Call of Duty say there will be no more goofy skins in Black Ops 7? Is Activision finally listening to the community? Well, yes and no. Actually, it's just no, they're not listening. Are people actually that gullible? But as promised, let's look into the long list of what Call of Duty wants you to know is carrying over from BO6 to BO7. Number 1, double XP tokens. Literally, we earn 100 of these after playing within the first week, so I don't know why this is worthy of announcing. Number 2, Gobblegums, which I guess is cool for zombies players, but again, you can stack these up quick. And number 3, well, there is no number 3, that's literally it. And according to Activision, double XP tokens and Gobblegums are carrying forward because why? Because we recognize your time and progression are important.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Look, I'm not kidding.
You're a fake.
I'm a fake?
Yes.
That is a flat out lie. If Call of Duty really cared about our time and progression, they wouldn't have double XP tokens burn in real time. What I mean by that is when you use your double XP token, time expires on it whether you're creating a class, buying a bundle, or actively playing the game. So in order to maximize its benefit, you basically are forced to glue yourself to the screen until it runs out. It's more like psychological torture, which Treyarch seems to be infatuated with. Real quick guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that like button and feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you. Let's get back into it. So yeah, we've discussed what Call of Duty wants you to know is carrying forward to Black Ops 7. But now it's time to talk about the top 5 features they're hiding from you. Starting with number 1, skill-based and engagement-optimized matchmaking. If you thought for a second COD was listening to their players, think again. What has been COD players' biggest complaint for years now? The garbage matchmaking systems that will make Black Ops 7 rigged. BO7 is still gonna treat you like Optic Scump when you win one match and go positive with brain-dead teammates who just came from Minecraft and enemies who just came from a CDL Pro $100,000 tournament. it's still gonna spawn you into consecutive deaths after going on a 10 kill streak. And I hate to tell you, it's still gonna fall on deaf ears, and most players are still gonna buy it, damn it. Number 2, goofy skins. Let's circle back to the lie that Black Ops 7 will not have goofy skins. It's the biggest reason players love that skins will not be carrying forward from BO6 to BO7. But what if I told you Call of Duty never actually said this? What if the COD community is just playing a big game of telephone right now? Well, to clear things up, let's take a look at what Call of Duty actually said. We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Immersive, intense, visceral, and in many ways, grounded. That feedback hits home, and we take it seriously. We hear you. Okay, so they're not technically lying here. COD is just simply acknowledging its identity crisis, but they left one part out after "we hear you." We don't give a shit. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. That is why Black Ops 6 operator skins and weapon content will not carry forward to Black Ops 7. Okay, so again, lots of word salad here. When it comes to what feels authentic to Call of Duty and its setting in 2025, what does that even mean at this point? For over 20 years, the franchise has gone from the World War II era, to a modern era, to a futuristic jetpack era, all the way to a Ninja Turtle era. And here we are back to the future in 2035 this time, jumping off walls like a kangaroo on crack. So what feels authentic? Seems to me these days, it means trying to forget the last COD existed, and that's exactly what they mean by making Black Ops 7 feeling authentic to Call of Duty. In other words, the developers are basically saying, yeah, you guys are gonna hate this game too. We're not telling you we're fixing the problem, we're just saying we hear you, but we honestly don't give a f. In Black Ops 7, bundles and items will be crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. We hear the feedback. We need to deliver a better balance toward the immersive, core Call of Duty experience. Okay, so again, what in the hell is the Black Ops identity anymore? Black Ops 1, set in the 1960s. Black Ops 2, 2025, near futuristic. Black Ops 3, 2065 with jetpacks. Black Ops 4, 2040s with specialists. Black Ops Cold War, 1980s with skins like Rambo and John McClane. Black Ops 6, 1990s with Beavis and Butthead and American Dad. And here comes Black Ops 7 set in 2035 with wall jumping. Think of it this way, if there were goofy skins in Black Ops 6, a game that was supposed to be true to the 90s military theme, why wouldn't they add more goofy skins to this game? They have even more of an excuse this time, and it goes back to the true reason why Call of Duty denied carry forward in BO7. They know most players are going to move over to the new game each year, so that encourages players to buy new skins that they like in the new game. And don't forget, at the start of Black Ops 6, Treyarch really didn't add many goofy, immersion-breaking skins to the game for about a month. But eventually, they did. So don't be surprised when they try pulling the same stunt in Black Ops 7. I mean, just look at the skins they're promoting if you pre-order. The Ghost of Christmas Past, a mannequin with a portal in his chest, which is now a zombie. Yeah, we'll get into that later. And a robot. If this doesn't serve as an early warning, I don't know what will. But let's circle back to the Black Ops identity COD is claiming to aim for in BO7. If Treyarch truly is aiming for that, the developers all should take a look back on Black Ops 2. It's a very similar situation where a Black Ops game is set in the near future. Black Ops 2 was released in 2012 and set in 2025. Black Ops 7 released in 2025 and is set in 2035. In Black Ops 2, it may have been futuristic with advanced technology, but it was still boots on ground with the classic movement system, and the operator skins still kept a serious military theme, and that's exactly what Black Ops 7 should stay true to. Number 3. Omni movement evolved. If you hated the movement in Black Ops 6, I have great news for you. I actually don't. You're gonna hate Black Ops 7. So not only is Omni movement returning, but it's getting worse in two major ways. First, there's wall jumping. It's the biggest gimmick of this game, and will serve no purpose other than to annoy the hell out of you and to place random bottomless pits around the map so some dorks can have fun boosting off the wall. Oh, but it gets worse. Players will be able to boost off the wall 3 consecutive times like we're playing ping pong. Like, what are we doing? So there's not only wall jumping and ping-ponging, but brace yourselves for this one. Movement is getting even faster. According to the COD developers, tactical sprint can only be used if you earn a perk, which is like, why even add it at that point? As a result, the base movement speed is getting cranked up. And I don't know about you guys, but the Black Ops 6 movement was so fast, it made me sick to my stomach. How that can possibly get worse, leave it to Call of Duty. Number 4. Bad maps. Bad maps will also be carrying over to Black Ops 7. I mean, just look at the early gameplay footage. They claim the maps are going to be bigger for more breathing room. In other words, they're going to blow. You can already tell there's going to be a million sightlines and the maps will generally have no flow like in BO6. just somehow even worse this time. I know the COD suckers are saying right now, well, you haven't even played it yet, Wine, give it a chance. Listen, we've been giving these clowns a chance for over a decade now. There hasn't been an overall good map pool since Black Ops 2 in 2012, and I stand by that. And how about we look back at just 1 year ago? Black Ops 6 has some of the worst maps ever, and they were heavily criticized by the community from the beginning. The reality is, Nuketown 2035 or whatever it's going to be called, and the small face-off maps will carry in this game. And by carry, I mean carry the game to an all-time low player count. You know, Treyarch may even carry over Stakeout from BO6 as well. They're going to need all the camel grinding simulators they can get if they want to keep players on this game, even for a little while. So yeah, aside from the BO2 remasters, this map pool has no hope. Number 5. Cheaters. Cheating is unfortunately a controversial issue that will never go away in COD. What makes matters even worse is players move so damn fast now that it's hard to distinguish between a cheating loser or just a sweaty loser. It's almost like the developers are designing the game to make it easier for cheaters to get away with it. There's just so many questionable things that happen while playing COD, it gets to the point where you give up even trying to figure it out anymore. Does he have aimbot? Or did the game just teleport me back 10 feet so we could get the kill? I don't know. I don't know anymore. But yeah, those were the top 5 features Call of Duty is hiding from you in Black Ops 7. Now, can we talk about the insane nostalgia baiting? Did you catch this quote from Treyarch? If you're a fan of Black Ops 2 back in the day, especially if you're a fan of Black Ops 2 competitive, you're gonna have a good time in Black Ops 7. That is a straight up lie. That's like saying if you liked Black Ops 1, you'll like Black Ops 6. Just because one game takes place after the older game doesn't mean we're gonna enjoy it. It's just a pathetic attempt at pulling the heartstrings of old school Black Ops 2 fans. They're using the legacy of its name and its classic maps and weapons because Black Ops 7 has nothing to stand on by itself. And then there's the recycling of fan favorite characters. Of course, there's a return of David Mason, the main character from BO2, which will certainly invoke feelings of nostalgia in old school players who want to see how his story continues. Although not as iconic, even Harper is returning from BO2, who provided humor and was thought of as the best sidekick to David Mason. Treyarch is basically saying, when all else fails, bring back something from the past and sell it to the COD suckers. And then you have the Black Ops 7 villain, who is a familiar name, Raul Menendez. Now this one is laughable and confusing because Menendez dies in Black Ops 2 according to its canonical ending. So it's just like, okay, now he's back too? It reminds me of when Infinity Ward decided to just bring back Graves in Modern Warfare 3, even though he 100% got blown up in a tank in Modern Warfare 2. So when he shows up in MW3, he's just like, okay, yeah, what the f. However, Treyarch bringing back Menendez in Black Ops 7 is even dumber. So because BO7's campaign makes no sense, the developers see that as justification. It's a way for them to excuse themselves of coming up with a creative idea so they can bring back a random past character from the dead and say, hey, his life force has somehow been continued through some AI or something stupid like that. And then you have the weirdest one, Reznov. We don't know if he'll actually be in the campaign, but you can earn 3 of his skins by pre-ordering Black Ops 7, one of them being the Ghost of Christmas Past. Staying true to that Black Ops identity, I see. And oh yeah, let's just throw Woods in the trailer. He may not even be in Black Ops 7 at all, but hey, it's fan service, so f*** it, I guess. Most of all, how about the nostalgia bait that's hidden in plain sight? The name, Black Ops 7. Call of Duty refuses to move on from the Black Ops name. The name grabs too many fans by the nads, and it does not let go until they cough up that pre-order. While I am sick and tired of Call of Duty rehashing games from the same series, I would encourage and challenge the developers to think of something new and enjoyable, not Vanguard, like the original developers had to do. You know, the developers you're still riding the coattails of over 10 years later because you can't think of anything creative. But that's enough talk of nostalgia baiting. For all you zombies fans out there, let's talk about Black Ops 7 Zombies and why it's looking boring. Yeah, no, it's basically Black Ops 6 Zombies Year 2. I don't really know what else to say other than there's a bear and yeah. But I don't know what to tell you. If you liked Black Ops 6 Zombies, you'll like Black Ops 7 Zombies. Same thing. As for the campaign, I don't even know if I'll make it out with the brain cell to spare. Much like Black Ops 6, Treyarch is continuing their trend and fetish for psychological warfare. In BO6, it got a little bit too cheesy at times with the zombies, and especially fighting the boss zombies. Like, am I having an acid trip at this point, or is the entire campaign an ad for zombies mode? It kinda reminded me of MW3's campaign, where the missions felt like an ad for Battle Royale Warzone. I mean, it was literally an open world campaign where you played up and loot items on parts of a Warzone map. Now, I'm not saying the Black Ops 7 campaign is going to be an ad for another mode like zombies. My point is, I'm more concerned with this evolution of the psychological acid trip theme. Just listen to some of these quotes from the developers. you're definitely going to see some of the most trippy shit you have ever seen in a Call of Duty campaign. You're going to travel to places in reality in the game, but also in your mind. You can go to Nicaragua, you can go to LA, all within the span of seconds because there's no limitations on what this mindscape can bring. They are flat out telling us this campaign is going to make no sense, but they're warping that fact into a selling point. It's like, yeah guys, this campaign's going to make no sense, but that's cool. What Call of Duty doesn't realize is that players are going to be on Black Ops 7 and then they're going to be on Battlefield 6, all within the span of seconds because there's no limitations on what this mindscape can bring. The depletion of your player count. From bringing back old characters with no explanation to experiencing acid trip missions, I have a bad feeling this campaign may be even worse than Modern Warfare 3. Hopefully there's some good action and strong enough lore, but yeah, we're screwed, aren't we? But now that we've covered each mode, let's talk about this, and it's pretty revealing. They also went back to revise the skins they're selling in the BO7 Vault Edition for players who pre-order. They're also discussing the end of disbanding lobbies in multiplayer. While many players view these last-second adjustments as a positive, like Call of Duty cares about player feedback, which is a lie, I believe these have exposed and confirmed two big secrets. One, Black Ops 7 is 100% in shambles. It doesn't appear to be selling very well, and the pressure from Battlefield 6 is creeping in. Otherwise, there's no way they would have pivoted on anything, at least until after the beta from player feedback. But the fact that these adjustments have come at the last second before the game releases hints at a level of desperation we have never seen before. And that goes into number 2. For years, we've heard that the 3,000 developers need more time. Changes can't come quick because it's complicated. Really? Well, this proves otherwise. After all those complaints like removing skill-based matchmaking and having a toggle off option on the goofy skins, Call of Duty just proved to everyone that they can do it. They're simply choosing not to because it won't make them more money. But let us all know in the comments, do you think Black Ops 7 is a scam or not? The most mind-bending Black Ops ever. Probably the truest claim they've made about this game. If you want to remind yourself how Call of Duty has screwed us before, feel free to click on this video. I think you'll very much enjoy it. Before you do, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and share with your friends if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I am exceptional. 'Tis been one.